You keep getting pregnant back to back to back, having oppressions back to back to back. You fought pregnant a couple of times. I was like,
what?
The official suspension order issued by the Michigan Unarmed Combat Commission.
Oh, how it didn't, how our friendship didn't work out, or how stuff happened, whatever. But to that person who's saying that I jumped them and attacked them, and even as far as them things like rape and molestation and all this stuff, this is a message from that same person 1 year ago that I have not responded to.
Jade, now that you look back at it, do you think that she was kind of like you guys for her father?
Yeah, I mean, I can't look at it no other way. You got deceived by your coach. You knew it was some type of sickness with that. You think it's a joke. Fought pregnant a couple of times. The spiritual part of what I would see in that basement, I didn't understand what my gifts were at the time, and I was like, that was bothering me. So I thought I was...
Reports suggest that Papoose may be ready to end things with Claressa after she terminated a pregnancy without informing him. It appears that Remy Ma's wishes might finally be coming true. Apparently, Claressa recently became pregnant, but quickly went to the clinic to terminate the pregnancy. It turns out that this isn't the first time Claressa has terminated a pregnancy. She's been accused of ending multiple pregnancies in the past, including one with her former trainer Tony Harrison. The tea was spilled by her messy ex-best friend Jada Davis, who claims that Claressa became pregnant by Papoose, but kept the termination a secret from him until after the procedure was done. Now, feeling betrayed, Papoose is reportedly planning to expose Claressa and end their relationship. If you're curious about how everything unfolded, it all started a few days ago when Claressa tested positive for marijuana following her altercation with Danielle Perkins. Reports suggest she was allegedly under the influence of marijuana before the battle, even though she knew it was illegal. After the fight, saliva tests showed traces of marijuana in her system. Claressa denied the allegations, sharing her side of the story on the Tamron Hall show. She claimed that she had never smoked marijuana in her life, and suggested that the reason it showed up in her system was because she unknowingly came into contact with people who had smoked it after the fight, picking up traces without realizing it.
The saliva, thinking nothing. Usual standard business practice here.
Yes.
It comes back positive for what they describe as trace amounts of marijuana, which is banned by the Michigan Commission, that league. You say, and you said it to our audience, you have never smoked marijuana before, ever.
No.
How does the test come back positive?
Well, after the fight, a lot of fans, well, one, the place reeked of marijuana. I have nothing against marijuana. You smoke marijuana, great for you, cool. But the place reeked of marijuana. And then before I got to do the mouth swab, I was hugging, and everybody was hugging and kissing me in Flint. Everybody felt like they're my cousin, sister, brother, friend.
While all of this was happening and Claressa was battling for her career, her former best friend, Jada Davis, made the decision to come out and reveal some information about her, including the alleged demonish activities she had been engaging in, and the fact that she had reportedly had several abortions for different men. According to Jada, Claressa had multiple pregnancies from her old coach Tony Harrison when she was still a minor and engaged in unprotected sexual relations with him. In addition, she reportedly contracted a few diseases that required thousands of dollars to treat. Claressa ended several pregnancies for her coach, according to Jada, but she continued to return to have her cat stretched by him as soon as she was fully recovered.
You know, you kept having sex with him underage. You knew it was wrong. You knew it was some type of sickness with that. You think it's a joke. You know, you keep getting pregnant back to back to back, having discussions back to back.
Jada also accused Claressa of starving herself for days to regulate her weight before a fight and claimed she fought while pregnant. According to Jada, this happened during her bout with Hannah Gabriel. Jada alleged that not only was Claressa pregnant the entire time, but she was also severely restricting her food intake to hide the weight gain.
You fought pregnant a couple of times. I was like,
what? Whoa. Slide back, bro. Whoa. She fought pregnant?
yeah, the Hannah Gabriel.
Norman got a ClaressaShields.
Yeah, that's why she got dropped. Yeah, she ended up getting back up and winning the fight, but that got dropped.
She was pregnant?
She was pregnant and she didn't eat for 3 days straight prior to fighting.
Trying to make weight.
Before Jada revealed all of this supposed information, Claressa went live to talk about how one of her former friends had called her to complain about the lack of communication, since Claressa became more prominent in the industry. While Claressa didn't name the friend at the time, it's now clear that she was referring to Jada, especially after Jada released the video that exposed Claressa.
One of my friends was I guess she told me, since she haven't seen me for a while, that me and her aren't, she don't look at me as being her friend no more. But the last time I seen her and we got to eat, we was damn good friends. Talking about all type of personal shit. Now she's saying that since she haven't seen me and she haven't heard from me since December, I've been getting ready for a fight, promoting the movies, training, doing all that stuff. And she gonna tell me that now she don't think that me and her friends no more. That's why she felt the need to comment on some boy about me up on social media.
As the situation started to spiral out of control, and knowing that ignoring it would only make things worse, Claressa quickly moved to confront everything Jada was saying about her. It became clear that there was a deliberate attempt to damage her reputation, and Jada's outrageous claims were escalating the issue. Claressa asserted that Jada had even falsely accused her of sexual assault at one point. She also claimed that Jada suffers from several mental health issues and tends to invent wild stories about people whenever she has disagreements with them.
How it didn't, how our friendship didn't work out, or how stuff happened, whatever. But to that person who's saying that I jumped them and attacked them, and even as far as them things like rape and molestation and all this stuff, this is a message from that same person 1 year ago that I have not responded to. She wrote me she sent this voice memo on Facebook last year around June, July. I never responded to it because I'm trying to keep her away from me. I don't want to talk to her.
Claressa's response only made things worse for her, as it seemed like she wasn't really addressing Jada's claims. Instead of directly denying the allegations about the abortions, she focused more on trying to convince everyone that Jada was mentally unstable. For over 20 minutes, Claressa avoided addressing the affair accusations with her former coach. One person pointed out, "You're not addressing the facts," while another said, "She talked for so long and didn't answer anything. Are the accusations true or not?" Jada didn't say anything incriminating about Claressa. There's clearly something more personal going on here. Shortly after the live, Claressa issued Jada a cease and desist. But rather than silencing Jada, the move seemed to provoke her further. She quickly went back to Instagram Live with even more accusations, claiming that Claressa was a demon and had been threatening her family to force them to apologize.
Now, like I said, I don't care about what you and your little legal team do. Not taking down no videos. I'm not saying allegedly. I'm not saying any of that. You're an evil person and you really need help. You're a demon at this point. Because for you to sit there and you're always trying to silence somebody, you message Smack the Messenger to take the podcast down, whatever the case is. You're always trying to silence somebody. You're very controlling. It's giving Jezebel, it's giving narcissist. That's just what you are. You're evil.
To make matters even more complicated, there were rumors that Claressa was expecting a child with Papoose, but allegedly terminated the pregnancy without telling him. Papoose only learned about it after the fact, much like she reportedly did with the pregnancy she had with her former coach. This revelation shocked many, but it's not entirely surprising given Claressa's past statements about not wanting children due to the trauma she experienced with her parents. Claressa has mentioned before that she doesn't plan on having children but would be willing to work with her partner if she ever decided to. However, she's not married to Papoose, as we all know. Papoose is still legally married to Remy, and he cannot marry Claressa until Remy agrees to sign the divorce papers. It's rumored that Remy has been stalling the divorce process. The rumors, claiming that Papoose left Claressa because she aborted his child, have been denied by Claressa. She clarified that she's not pregnant and did not terminate any pregnancies. However, she said she would be open about any future pregnancies, just as she was when she and Papoose first began their relationship.
I never even went viral for shit like boxing, how I go viral for the shit that's been going on now. So, now that I'm getting to the nitty-gritty, therefore, you guys, no, No, I am not pregnant. If I was pregnant, I would announce it to the whole world like I did when me and Papoose came out. I will let you guys know, okay?
There are rumors circulating that Remy was deeply affected by the situation, as she might have hoped the rumors were true, using them as an excuse to try to secretly reconnect with Papoose. As expected, people have their own opinions on the matter. One person commented that Remy's best friend attempted to expose Claressa, but ended up coming across as jealous and spiteful. This is why people of a certain age don't make friends, they said. With friends like this, who needs enemies? I shook my head. Another person advised, get a restraining order against her. She's obsessed with you, be cautious. The more successful you get, the more crazy people will come out of nowhere to attack you. You can't just be friends with everyone anymore.